The 1869 birthday honours were appointments by Queen Victoria to various orders and honours to reward and highlight good works by citizens of the British Empire. The appointments were made to celebrate the official birthday of the Queen, and were published in the London Gazette on the 2nd of June, the 4th of June and the 1st of July 1869. The recipients of honours are displayed here as they were styled before the new honour, and arranged by honour, with classes and then divisions as appropriate. United Kingdom and British Empire. The Most Illustrious Order of St. Patrick, Knight of the Most Illustrious Order of St. Patrick Granville, Earl of Carey's Fort. Archibald, Earl of Gosford, the Most Honourable Order of the Bath Knight, Grand Cross of the Order of the Bath Military Division, Royal Navy Admiral Sir Henry Prescott KCB, Vice Admiral Sir Augustus Leopold Cooper KCB, Army General George Charles, Earl of Lucan KCB, General Sir Richard James Dacres KCB, Lieutenant General the Honourable Sir James York Scarlett KCB, Lieutenant General Sir George Buller KCB, Vice Admiral Sir Augustus Leopold Cooper KCB, Knight Commander of the Order of the Bath Military Division, Royal Navy, Vice Admiral William Ramsay C.B., Vice Admiral the Right Honourable Lord Clarence Edward Paget C.B., Vice Admiral Henry Gullett C.B., Rear Admiral Hastings Reginald Yelverton C.B., Rear Admiral Bartholomew James Sullivan C.B., Army Lieutenant General George Frederick, Viscount Templetown C.B., Lieutenant General Edward Huthwaite C.B., Major General Frederick Horn C.B., Major General Arthur Augustus Thurlow Cunningham C.B., Major General Lord George Augustus Frederick Paget C.B., Major General Arthur Johnston Lawrence C.B., Major General Horatio Shirley C.B., Major General William Jones C.B., Major General John St. George C.B., Major General Edward Charles Ward C.B., Major General James Brind C.B., Major General the Right Honourable Percy Egerton Herbert C.B., Major General John Lintorn Arabin Simmons C.B., Major General Archibald Little C.B., Colonel Alfred Thomas Wild CBCSI Madras Army, Thomas Galbraith Logan MD.C.B. Director General of the Medical Department of the Army, Companion of the Order of the Bath Military Division, Royal Navy, Rear Admiral Sir John Charles Dalrymple Hay BT, Rear Admiral Charles Farrell Hillier, Staff Captain William Trickett Wheeler, Captain Edward Augustus Inglefield, Captain Edward Tatham, Captain George Granville Randall, Captain Charles Joseph Frederick Hewitt, Captain Robert Hall, Captain Octavius Cumberland, Captain George William Preedy C.B., Captain George Legate Bowyer, Captain John Corbett, Captain David Craigie, Captain John Edmund Comerell CBVC, Captain William Everard Alfonso Gordon, Army General Henry Ivett Ellicombe, Royal Marine Light Infantry, General John Tatton Brown, Royal Marine Light Infantry, Lieutenant General Alexander Anderson, Royal Marine Light Infantry, Major General George Colt Langley, Royal Marine Light Infantry, Colonel Charles Cameron Shute, 4th Dragoon Guards, Colonel Thomas Hook Pearson, Colonel Lawrence Filer, 12th Lancers, Colonel Robert William Disney Leith, Colonel Henry James Stannis, 20th Hussars, Colonel Henry Forster, Royal Artillery, Colonel Henry Garner Rainey, Colonel Joseph Edwin Thackwell, Colonel Lawrence Shadwell, Colonel George Frederick Stevenson Call, 18th Regiment, Colonel Henry Poole Hepburn, Scots Fusilier Guards, Colonel John Christopher Guise V.C., Colonel John Hind King, Grenadier Guards, Colonel Horace William Montague, Royal Engineers, Colonel the Honourable Henry Hugh Clifford V.C., Colonel William Temple Hughes Bengal Army, Colonel Doveton Hodson Madras Army, Colonel Henry Hope Prelock, Colonel Joseph Leon Barrow, Royal Artillery, Colonel Charles Cuton, Bengal Army, Colonel the Honourable Percy Robert Basil Fielding, Coldstream Guards, Colonel the Honourable David McDowell Fraser, Royal Artillery, Colonel John Patrick Redmond, 61st Regiment, Colonel William Hardy, Depot Battalion, Colonel Pearson Scott Thompson, 14th Hussars, Colonel Charles Loudon Barnard, Royal Marine Artillery, Colonel Henry Peel Yates, Royal Artillery, Colonel John Edward Mitchell, Royal Artillery, Colonel Charles Hodgkinson Smith, Royal Artillery, Colonel Nathaniel Octavius Simpson Turner, Royal Artillery, Colonel Thomas Rakes, 102nd Regiment, Colonel Charles William Adair, Royal Marine Light Infantry, Colonel Richard Bulkeley Pritchon, 18th Hussars, Colonel Alfred William Lucas, Bombay Army, Colonel Henry William Holland, Bombay Army, Colonel Henry Andrew Sarrell, 17th Lancers, Lieutenant Colonel James Farrell Penicuik, Royal Artillery, Lieutenant Colonel Frederick Robert Main, 94th Regiment, Lieutenant Colonel Robert William Harley, 3rd West India Regiment, Lieutenant Colonel Charles Brisbane Ewart, Royal Engineers, Lieutenant Colonel Thomas James, Bengal Army, Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Mackenzie, 78th Regiment, Major Trevennan James Holland, Bombay Army, Inspector General of Hospitals and Fleets George Byrne MD, Inspector General of Hospitals George Stewart Beaton MD, Deputy Inspector General of Hospitals Hampton Hugh Massey MD, Staff Surgeon Major George Saunders, Civil Division Lieutenant Colonel Andrew Clark, Royal Engineers, Director of Engineering and Architectural Works under the Board of Admiralty, John Grant Stewart MD, Inspector General of Hospitals and Fleets, Thomas Baker, late Chief Inspector of Machinery, Royal Navy, the Reverend Robert Mills Inskip, Chief Naval Instructor of Her Majesty's Training Ship Britannia for Naval Cadets, Andrew Murray, Surveyor of Factories and Consulting Engineer, Royal Navy, James Scott Robertson, Purveyor-in-Chief to the Army, Henry Tatum, Principal Superintendent of Stores, Penrose Goodchild Julian, Assistant Commissary General, the Most Exalted Order of the Star of India Knight Grand Commander the Rana of Dholapur, Knight Commander His Highness the Raja of Kochi, Lieutenant General John Campbell C.B. Madras Army, Major General George Legrand Jacob C.B. late Bombay Army, Companion Major General Henry Rennie, formerly in command of Her Majesty's 81st Regiment in the Punjab, Syud Ahmed Khan, late Principal Sadr Amin, Aligarh, Bengal, Henry Charles Hamilton, Bengal Civil Service, late Chief Civil Officer and Government Agent at Gazipur during the mutinies 1857 to 1858, Kausji Jahangir of Bombay, Richard Price Harrison, Bengal Civil Service, late Controller General of Accounts, Bengal, Colonel George Samuel Montgomery, Bombay Army, Brigadier General, commanding the forces at Neemuch, sometime in command of police in Upper Sandh, Major Henry Court, Bengal Civil Service, Commissioner at Allahabad, Colonel John Blixbergen, 102nd Regiment Madras Fusiliers, Colonel Edward Arthur Henry Webb, Madras Staff Corps, Colonel William George Woods, Madras Staff Corps, late Adjutant General of the Madras Army, William James Money, Bengal Civil Service, George Nelson Barlow, Bengal Civil Service, Magistrate and Collector of Puri in Orissa during the famine of 1866, John William Shaw Wiley, Bombay Civil Service, late Under Secretary to the Government of India, Foreign Department, Lieutenant Colonel George Hutchinson, Bengal Staff Corps, Inspector General of the Punjab Police, Captain Edward Thomas Thompson, Bengal Staff Corps, Deputy Commissioner in Ouder, Major William Dickinson, Bombay Staff Corps, second in command of the 3rd Regiment Sanday Horse, sometime acting political agent in Baluchistan. John F. Arthur, M.D., late Surgeon Major, Madras Medical Department. Captain Meadows Taylor, late Deputy Commissioner, Hyderabad Assigned Districts. Richard Vickers Boyle, Mir Akbar Ali, of Hyderabad, in the Deccan, late of the Intelligence Department, Abyssinian Field Force. The Most Distinguished Order of St. Michael and St. George, Knight Grand Cross of the Order of St. Michael and St. George, the Right Honourable Earl of Derby KG, sometime one of Her Majesty's Principal Secretaries of State having the Department of War and Colonies. The Right Honourable Earl Grey KG, sometime one of Her Majesty's Principal Secretaries of State having the Department of War and Colonies. The Right Honourable Earl Russell KG, sometime one of Her Majesty's Principal Secretaries of State having the Department of War and Colonies. Colonial Office. The Right Honourable Viscount Monk, late Governor-General of the Dominion of Canada, and Captain General and Governor-in-Chief of the Island of Prince Edward, Knight Commander of the Order of St. Michael and St. George, Paul Edmund Distras Lecky CB. The Right Honourable Baron Littleton, sometime Under Secretary of State for War and Colonies. The Right Honourable Frederick Peel, sometime Under Secretary of State for War and Colonies. The Right Honourable Charles Bowyer Adderley, late Under Secretary of State for the Colonies. Sir Frederick Rogers BT, Under Secretary of State for the Colonies. Sir Hercules George Robert Robinson KT, Governor and Commander-in-Chief of the Island of Ceylon. Alexander Tilloch Galt, late Minister for Finance in the Dominion of Canada. Henry Taylor, of the Colonial Department. Thomas Frederick Elliot, late Assistant Under Secretary of State for the Colonies. Colonial Office. Francis Hincks CB, late Governor and Commander-in-Chief of the Colony of British Guiana. James Walker CB, Governor and Commander-in-Chief of the Bahama Islands. Major General Charles Hastings Doyle, Lieutenant Governor of the Province of Nova Scotia, in the Dominion of Canada. Companion of the Order of St. Michael and St. George, George Maclay, of New South Wales. Colonial Office. Charles Cowper, late Chief Minister of the Government of New South Wales. William Charles Gibson, late Colonial Secretary of the Island of Ceylon. Felix Bedingfeld, late Colonial Secretary for the Island of Mauritius. John Bailey Darvall, late Attorney General of the Colony of New South Wales. John Seeley, Attorney General of the Island of Barbados. John Lucy Smith, Attorney General of the Colony of British Guiana. Thomas Skinner, late Civil Engineer and Commissioner of Roads for the Island of Ceylon. Theophilus Shepstone, Secretary for Native Affairs in the Colony of Natal. Ferdinand Mueller MD, Government Botanist for the Colony of Victoria.